Welcome to part 2 of Sammy the Bald Eagle tutorial. We are going to start off by making a magic ring. So grab the brown yarn and wrap it around your top 3 fingers like this. You're going to create an X on one side and 2 parallel lines on the other side. Then take your hook and go under the first loop over the second loop, pulling that second loop under the first loop, and then twist your hook. Grab that yarn and then pull it through. I'm going to do this again in slow motion in case you didn't catch it. Now that we have our magic ring done, we are going to start off by putting in 6 single crochets. So make a single crochet, and as you're crocheting, make sure that you're crocheting over top both the ring and the tail. So you should be crocheting over top 2 pieces of yarn here. And that's going to ensure that we can close it up later. Once you have your 6 single crochets, should look like this, and then you can pull that ring shut. If for some reason your magic ring didn't quite work out and you can't pull it shut, or it looks a little bit wonky, just undo your work and try it again. It takes lots of practice to get the magic ring down, but once you have it, you've got it. For round 2 of the wing, we are going to start off by doing a single crochet, and then we will mark that stitch. So crocheting just in that very first stitch. Can be a little tough to do this because sometimes your ring is a little tight. So making your single crochet and then marking that stitch. Next we are going to increase in the next stitch. Then single crochet. Then increase. Then single crochet and increase in the last stitch. And you should have 9 stitches at the end of this round. For round 3, we are going to increase in every 3rd stitch. Make your first single crochet of the round and then mark that stitch. And then you are going to make another single crochet and then increase. Single crochet, increase. And one more time, single crochet, then increase. So now you should have 12 stitches in your wing. And that's going to be it for increasing. For round 4, you can remove your stitch marker and place your first single crochet of the round and then mark that stitch. Round 4 and 5, we are just doing 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So just continue working until you get back to the stitch marker. We're going to have 12 stitches by the end of round 4 as well. Now you can remove your stitch marker, place your first stitch of round 5, and then mark that stitch. Then single crochet in each stitch around the wing. I'm just going to pause here and weave in the tail end of the wing, so just make sure that circle is nice and tight, and then weave in your tail end. For round 6, we are going to do a little bit of decreasing to shape out the wing. So start off by making a single crochet and then mark that stitch. Then place another single crochet and then decrease. Single crochet, then decrease. Single crochet, then decrease. Now we are almost done with the wing. We are just going to single crochet across the top to make it easier to sew it onto the body. What this means is you're going to fold the wing in half like this, making sure your loop is on one side. And then you are going to single crochet across both sides of the wings across. So like this, you are inserting your hook across both stitches. So insert your hook into the working loop and then place your first single crochet here, going across both sides, making sure all the loops are on your hook when you do this. Like so. And then make a single crochet. Again, single crochet. It takes me usually 4 to get across. And going in for the last one here. There we go, and now the wing is shut and it'll be much easier to sew it on. And then I'm going to leave a tail about 10 to 15 inches long and pull the yarn through. And now you need to repeat this process to make the other wing. Grab your yellow yarn, and now we are going to make the beak of the eagle. So we're going to do a magic ring again. If you need more instructions on the magic ring, just repeat the very beginning of the video where it's in slow motion. And then we are going to place 4 single crochets in this magic ring. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we are going to pull the ring shut. This is a really tiny magic ring, so it can be difficult to work with. There's only 2 rounds in the beak, so start off by making your first single crochet of the round. And then mark that stitch. And then we are going to increase. Again, this can be really tricky because it's so tiny, but just go slow and be patient. This is the only other round in the beak. Then single crochet, and then increase. This is going to give us 6 stitches for the beak. And then you can remove your stitch marker. And I'm going to finish the beak off by making a slip stitch. So insert your hook, into the next stitch and just pull through all the loops on your hook like so. And then we can trim the yarn. Again, I'm leaving 10 to 15 inches or so, pulling the yarn through, and that's it for the beak. Just be sure to weave in that tail end so that the centerpiece doesn't come undone. The last step of the eagle is to make the feet. So again, we're starting off with a magic ring in yellow. And then we are going to place 6 single crochets in this magic ring. That's 4, 5, and 6. And then to pull the ring shut. For round 2, we are just single crocheting in each stitch around for a total of 6 stitches. So place your first single crochet in that stitch and then mark this stitch. And then finish the round by just single crocheting in each stitch around for a total of 6 stitches. And that's it for the feet as well. Again, super quick. So we're gonna finish this off by making a slip stitch. And then you can trim the yarn and weave in your end as well. And you're gonna have to make a second foot. And once you've done 2 wings, a beak, and 2 feet, we are going to sew the eagle up together. So now that we have all the parts to our eagle, we can start assembling him. We're gonna start off by sewing the wings on. So grab one of the wings and thread it onto your yarn needle. And I'm going to attach it right where the brown meets the white, about 1 finger length away from the eyeball. But you can really attach the wing on wherever you think is best. This is just the placement that I like. To sew on the wing, all you're doing is popping in your needle on one side of the body and one side of the wing. And then I'm going to go backwards and do it again, just to make sure that it's really sewn on well. And just being sure to sew through each stitch across. And then I'm gonna poke the tail out by the body, and I'm just gonna weave it in a couple times just to make sure the wing is nice and secure. And then you can trim that off. For the wing on the other side, we're doing the exact same thing. Just make sure the wings are symmetrical and the same distance apart from the eyes. Now that we have the wings on, we're gonna sew on the beak. And this piece is really tiny, so it can be tricky. I cut my end in the middle really small so that it would be easier to sew it on after I wove it in. And then you're just going to center it in between the eyes and poke your needle in one side of the body and one side of the beak. And just be sure that you're holding it and keeping it centered the whole time that you're sewing it on. Making sure the beak is nice and secure. Just doing a couple more stitches around. And then you can poke it out through the head and trim it off. The feet are the last step of the eagle, so the exact same thing as the beak, we're just threading it on. And again, these pieces are really tiny, so just be slow and take your time. And then just pop on the feet wherever you'd like them. I like them directly below each eye. And just a couple rows up from the bottom. Just make sure you're happy with the feet placement before you start sewing, and make sure that you're keeping it stable and center the whole time. For the second foot, just do the exact same thing and make sure it's symmetrical with the first one. Now we have a Sammy the little baby bald eagle. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you guys in August Yarny Box video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.